Hi everyone. You read that right. I am in the worst pain of my life and trying to tough it out with a smile on my face, but you're going to see a little bit what's going on. And this is going to be a really raw video because everybody thinks, oh, you're a nationally ranked sprinter for your age group. You're supposed to be so rough and tough and nothing gets through you. And, people call me a badass and all that kind of fun stuff. And it may be true, but I have some things that really help me. And yeah, I wanted to record this video yesterday when I was really on a scale of 1 to 10, I was a 10, with 10 being the worst pain of my life. That's what they asked me in the emergency room, and we're going to get to that, with 7 being what I felt in natural childbirth, and that was pretty tough. But this weekend was really tough, and it was from an injury that had nothing to do with running or swimming. But let's just get it positioned there. Easier to position that tripod than it is for my body. So what happened was I ran this race in the morning, the Furry Scurry. Got first place in my age group, 70 to 74, and I drove an hour to do that. So I wanted to qualify for the National Senior Games. And in order to do that, you have to compete at the county level. And I missed the registration deadline for that. So the short story is I was able, by hook or crook, I was able to get into the track qualifier, but I didn't know that in time. And so as a backup, I registered for a swimming qualifier. Now keep in mind, I have taken my kids to hundreds of swim meets that they did when they were kids, and now they're fully fledged adults. But I had never been in a swim meet myself, ever in my life. I'm an okay swimmer, but nothing to write home about. So I decided to sign up for the state qualifier at a county park. So I drive after the 5K race up to this county park, and I've got towels in hand, my gym bag with my goggles, and I got, probably at least 3 or 4 swimsuits because I wasn't sure which swimsuit I would wear. And I am coming into the swimming pool, and because I've never been to one of these things, there's like no signage, no people telling you where to go. I knew one person there, and so I looked for her, and as I'm looking for her and I'm walking around the pool, I trip on this orange, we still don't know what it was to this day. I trip over this orange pipeline hose. It wasn't marked, and because my field of vision was focused on going ahead, looking around, where am I supposed to go? There's no signage. The meet is going to start because I'm there. I was there on time, but still looking for where I needed to go. I didn't see this thing, and also because my pace of walking normally is very fast, and it's actually been evaluated at the National Senior Games, I just went flying like spread eagle, angel, airplane. And I have some road rash on my knee. And where are we? 72 hours out. So there's the knee. That's really not bad in terms of road rash progression. And then I fell on my hands. They have pretty much healed up. It's amazing. And yesterday I was feeling like some pain in my triceps. And I realized it was because I had stopped my fall like this. And I obviously tried to stop it with my knee. But the main part was right here in my ribs. And this cool little device here, this lovely Apple Watch, it knew I fell. And if you've ever used this, you know that the Apple Watch function for that is really great. And the siren went off, and of course that took the wind out of me. I didn't lose consciousness, but I'm just spread out on this concrete pool deck, and all the lifeguards are coming over to me, and I'm going like, don't touch me. I mean, this pain in my side was, and still is, the worst pain I have ever experienced. And so they said, let your watch siren keep going. It's going to do its thing. It's calling 911. EMT will be here shortly, and it's calling all your emergency contacts. Which, spoiler alert, if you've never had the occasion to use this, you have to turn off the notifications, and it's a little complicated to do this, especially when your brain is in pain. You have to turn off the notifications, or your emergency contacts all over the world, like your daughters, will get notifications every 4 hours, and it doesn't stop when they're sleeping. And my boyfriend also was, I'm really glad to know that you are still recovering at our home. He kind of liked it because it keeps tabs on you. Anyway, so the EMT folks said, do you want to go to the emergency room? No, I'll go later if I need to, but I got to do the swim meet. And they go, like, you really shouldn't do that. You got to understand, endorphins are taking over your brain. You really should not do this race. I said, I'm just going to do one. And they said, well, why don't you try to warm up on the side of the pool, and we'll see how you do. Well, the problem was I was in such pain, I couldn't hold on to the ladder. It hurt so much. So I decided I would do I think it's called the freestyle, yeah. And what that means is you are free to do any style of swimming you want. And you just have to do, like, in theory, the whole lap, the same stroke. So I jumped in the water when it was time for me to do this, and I started doing the side stroke, and about halfway down, and I was right by the lifeguard. I said, "Can I do any stroke for this?" And they said, "Yeah, go ahead." So I did the breaststroke for 2 laps, and it wasn't bad. And I got out of the water, and I actually, okay, there were only 2 of us in my age group, but I still got a bronze medal, and it still qualifies me to do the state senior games in swimming if I want to. I don't know if I want to. But they were right. The adrenaline really made the pain not be as bad as it was when I got out of the water, and it was cold. And I ended up driving myself to the emergency room, and I was there for like the next 4 hours. So bottom line is I got x-rayed. I do not have a broken rib, but it hurts to pretty much move anywhere. I feel it when I breathe. I feel it. My friend, actually, she goes, "Ellen, when you can laugh and cough without pain, then you know you're well enough to run." And I think that's a pretty good thing. So yes, here is the participation medal for the furry scurry. That was the race in the morning. And see, like, it's hard just to even sit up. But I'm a whole lot better today than I was yesterday, about, I would say, 20 or 30% better. But there's the cute little race medal for the furry scurry. And then for the swimming that I did, I got the bronze medal, the 2nd place medal. So that qualifies me to compete in state. But I'm thinking, why am I feeling so much better today? And I really don't know. And I am not, I drank a lot of water, ate a big salad yesterday, so I got a lot of greens. But I remembered that I had some turmeric. And, you know, you can buy this as a spice. And in India and other countries, they use this like salt as we do in our foods. And this is such an anti-inflammatory spice supplement. You know, I don't make any money for saying this, but you know, you can Google it. It's all over about its anti-inflammatory properties and why it has been a staple of a number of cultures. And this is actually expired. And I'm just wondering. I took it for the first time yesterday, in addition to icing a little bit. I'm wondering if this was the secret sauce, because this morning when I got out of bed, I mean, you can see the difficulty I have in just moving my core here, and where I'm sore most is right in here. And I was thinking of canceling the doctor's appointment today, but I'm probably just going to go back. I don't want to get more x-rays because they x-rayed everything. You know how that goes. And especially, you know, with my chest and my family history of breast cancer, I'm the only adult female who doesn't have it. I just don't really want more x-rays. I thought yesterday maybe there was a stress fracture, but this morning I'm waking up. I walked our usual dog route without the dog, without Princess, for 1.25 miles, and then walked a little more with another neighbor. So I think also staying active, it's so important not to just, the temptation was just to stay in the easy chair here. But I really think all of these things, drinking a lot of water, moving, and maybe a little turmeric, and eating a lot of greens, all of that is, as is the case for vegans, it really has helped with a speedy recovery. And you know, somebody at the race said to me, you know, don't do the swim part. You don't have to prove anything. But I do. It all goes back to somebody at a race in 2011 seeing my Eat Vegan on $4 a day shirt, coming up to me and going like, "You can't run or compete on a vegan diet." So I do have something to prove. And it's that we get enough of everything, and not only to be competitive, but just to do whatever it is we want. And then the recovery. The emergency room doctor told me, he goes, "You know, you are so lucky. You don't understand how lucky you are to have not cracked a rib." And, you know, I'm supposed to be like borderline osteoporosis. So what's up with that? I have fallen enough at races, tripping over tree roots and things like that. Not many times, but when I have, I've gotten tremendous road rash and no breaks. So again, I fell on my hands, and the recovery has just been almost eerily speedy. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it has just been a pretty remarkable recovery so far. So the ER docs, everybody I've talked to who's either had a broken rib or bruised rib, which is probably what this is, they've said it's going to be 2 to 4 weeks before you'll probably feel like running. And, you know, expect that for your recovery. If it's bruised, if it's broken, a good 6 to 8 weeks. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm signed up for a race on Saturday. I know I'm going to go and walk it for sure. And maybe I'll even be ready to run. I'll keep you posted. All right, everyone, just wanted to extol again the wonders of a whole foods, plant-based diet, especially when you are in the worst pain of your life, which I was, and still almost am. I mean, yesterday, and the whole thing of the delayed onset muscle soreness, 48 to 72 hours is really when pain kicks in from something like this, and I'm there. So I'm just going to spend, I guess, the rest of the day in the easy chair. And I was in so much pain in the emergency room, and I'll close with this, that the gal who was ahead of me said, "You can go ahead of me because you're in way more pain and I just have a relatively small issue." So I couldn't move. I couldn't bend my head down. That was really creepy, without excruciating pain and just screaming out. That is just so not my normal. But I wanted to share that with you today, that You know, recovery is definitely possible, but in the steps of an early injury, it's really important to do all these things and take care of yourself. All right, everyone, tell me if you've had any life-changing, excruciating pains that you thought you were gonna die. Yeah, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Gotta run.